Okay, so our case number 2 of trigonometric integrals is very similar to case number 1. Again, we're looking at an integral of the form sine to the m power of x times cosine to the n power of x dx. And this time we're going to think about what happens if the power of the cosine is odd. And it's going to be extremely similar as what we did in case number 1. The first thing that we're going to do is we're going to factor out one of the powers of cosine. So we would have something like cosine of x times cosine to the n minus 1 of x, where here n minus 1 is an even number since n was odd. Okay, the second thing, once again, same Pythagorean identity. We're going to use the Pythagorean identity to substitute the even power of cosine. And this time we'll use it in the following form, that cosine squared x is 1 minus sine squared x. To substitute the even power of cosine that's left. And then finally, as before, we're going to do a u substitution. And remember that with a u sub, we're always thinking about where is the composition. And the du is going to be this cosine of x that we saved, cosine x dx. So just a reminder that the term that we're factoring out is actually useful to us in our u substitution. So let's take a look at an example so we can make sense again of these steps. And this example will do, let's look at the integral of cosine to the 5th power of x. And notice here that there are no powers of sine, and that's okay. It doesn't matter if I have an odd power of cosine. I could have an even power of sine or an odd power of sine. It doesn't matter. We would use the same procedure. So the first thing we're going to do is separate 1 power of cosine out of cosine to the 5th, and that's going to leave us with cosine x times cosine to the 4th power of x dx. And if you take a look at our instructions, this is the time where we look at the even power, and we're going to use the identity that cosine squared x is equal to 1 minus sine squared x. And so before I use that, I'm just going to rewrite this as still saving this cosine x for later for our u sub. And cosine to the 4th can be written as cosine squared x, all of that squared. And this is where we're going to replace cosine squared with 1 minus sine squared. So that takes us to our next step, where we still have that first cosine x that we factored. And then in place of cosine squared, we have 1 minus sine squared x. All of this is going to get squared dx. And now, at this moment, we're going to do our u substitution. This is the best time to do it, so that things don't get algebraically too messy. And our u sub, remember, think about the composition. The composition that we have here is, that I want to use, I'm going to let u be sine, because here we have a sine x, and that is getting squared. And the reason that that's a good use of u is because du will be cosine x dx, which we saved over here. Okay, so remember that the term that you factored out is going to be part of your du in your u substitution. Okay, so let's let u be sine x. We'll deal with all the squares in a little bit. And that means that du is going to be cosine of x dx, the derivative. And we can rewrite our integral in terms of u. And so that's going to be integral we have, I'm just going to deal with this part right now. That's the 1 minus u squared, and that's getting squared since u is sine. And then the part that's left, right, so this cosine x dx, well, that is exactly our du. So for cosine x dx, I'm going to just write du. And so now we're going to be able to solve this integral because we have a binomial that's squared. If we distribute this, then we can just use a power rule. So let's go ahead and distribute 1 minus u squared squared. So we're going to have 3 terms. 1, the first term squared, minus 2 times the first times the second term, so a 2u squared, plus the second term squared, which gives us a u to the 4th du. If you need to do this separately, that's fine. It's just a distributive property or FOIL. And now we can use the power rule for each term. So when we integrate, we'll have a u minus 2 u to the 3rd power over 3 plus u to the 5th power over 5. Since this was an indefinite integral, I'm going to add the arbitrary constant. And then finally, we need to write our final solution in terms of x. Since our substitution u was sine x, our final answer will be sine of x minus 2 sine cubed x over 3 plus sine to the 5th of x over 5. And there is our solution. So case 1 and 2 are very similar. You just use one or the other depending on which of the powers, whether it's the power of sine or the power of cosine, is odd. And the final case that we're going to tackle in the next video is when both m and n